Hey guys, let's talk about your mountain bike cockpit setup. Thanks for joining me. I'm Canooga Combs, a bike enthusiast my entire life. I love to ride them and I love to work on them. This is the bike I'm going to be talking about today. This is the cockpit of my Dengfu E10. Now this bike, I'm in the United States of America and my rear brake is on the right side of the bike and my front brake is on the left side. That's standard setup in the US. Not sure it is everywhere else around the world, but just a small caveat there. The first thing I normally do once I get the bar inserted in the bike is I set up the right side of the bike, and once I insert the handlebar grip, I grab the bike pretty much all the way over on the bar because I like to have my arms fully extended when I'm riding the bike, and then I stick out my index finger, and that index finger should just catch into the front or into the rear brake lever, and that's where I set up or place the brake on the right side of the bike. Then the shifter, I want to be able to extend my thumb and just catch the edge of the shifter, okay? And then also, because I normally shift I shift down pushing this button, and I shift up grabbing the button here and pulling on it. So I want those just within the reach of my thumb and my index finger on the shifter, and that will dictate where I put the shifter on the right side. So in this particular case, the handlebar grip, the mount for the brake, and then the mount for the shifter. The next thing in the cockpit is the display, and the display is designed to go on the right side just beside the handlebar stem, and that's where I have it in this bike. Now going over to the left side of the bike here, a little bit more going on here. Once again, the first thing I do is I get my hand on the handlebar grip, I take my index finger straight out, and that should just catch the brake. As you can see on these Magura brakes, there's a catch, and I want my finger to go right in there. So that's where I would position the front brake lever. And then when I extend my thumb out, I want to just catch the edge of the dropper post. And as you can see, that my thumb just catches there, and that will dictate the position of the dropper post mount. Now here is the controller to change the mode or the level of power that the motor is giving you, and the on-off switch. Once I turn the bike on and once I engage it in a power mode, I generally rarely change this, so I move it out of the way. I do that because I don't need to get to these switches, and the on-off switch, I want to make sure that it's far out of the way so I won't accidentally hit it as I'm riding. One other thing I want to cover is setting up the angle, if you will, of the brake levers. And the way I do that is I look straight ahead on my bike, sitting straight up in the seat with the saddle down on the dropper post, and then I turn my head and look, and what I want to see is I want to see that the handlebar just begins to obscure the bottom part of the brake lever, just like that. And then when I get this one set up, I go and I turn my head and I look, and I set this brake lever up with as close as I can to the same amount being obscured by the bottom part of the handlebar grip. And that's how I set up the cockpit of my Dengfu E10. Well, there you have it, guys. I hope I gave you something to think about, and I'll see you at the top.